Hey everyone, I just left. Let me open the window for a second because my name is Dr. Cheryl Meyer. I am a psychologist in my day job. My friends are singing right now. I don't know if you can hear them. I just left their concert because I was gonna go home. But I remembered that I didn't make my video today, and I make videos today. So I have a whole notebook of things to make videos on. Today, let's learn about negative thoughts, because I just put a reel out today on that. It was a Russell Brand one. What happens in our life is that if you I was doing this today for one of my kids. I was doing the iceberg, and then they're like, "Oh, Mom." So if you think of an iceberg, like, most of it is underneath this frozen part. And so what happens is in our childhood, we get all these old messages, and we make different choices and assumptions based on what's happening to us, right? Like, if our parents couldn't show up, or if they weren't very conscious, then we take in this message that you are not worth someone being conscious for you. If they didn't teach us how to have real intimacy and feel love and affection, then they teach us you're not worth the effort to do that, or it's too scary. Sometimes with my clients, I say it's like this red door over here. It says intimacy on it. It's like, no, don't go through that. You're going to get hurt, and it's sometimes what happens is, if you identify with your outer personality and not your deeper essence, then someone can trigger you and you trigger them, and you go into your pain body, and your pain bodies start fighting with each other. It's like a perfect storm, what I said in my very popular video called Rewrite Your Relationships. You can rewrite your relationships. YouTube sent that out to a bunch of people. Is that we often will go back to where things broke down in our childhood, and we want a happily ever after. And so we find someone that's similar to our parents, or they don't look similar, but there's the similar dynamic. It sometimes shows up. My mom used to teach me this. She's a therapist as well, but she said we either pick, provoke, or project. So we pick someone like our parents, that will reject us in the same way, or that we have to try to earn their approval, or, they're hot and cold or whatever. Or we project onto them, like, I used to give the example of, oh, you didn't take out the trash. You don't care about me. You just want trash in my life. You want me to pick up everything or whatever, because that felt like my childhood. So it's like you project that onto someone just because they didn't take the trash out, or you provoke them. You will, it's like if we always feel like someone's taking something from us, then we always have this assumption that they are, and it's eventually we provoke them to actually just act in that way, because we are what we're subconsciously doing in the subconscious is we're trying to work out that old problem. But look, you can skip all of that if you know yourself as we're made in the image and likeness of divine love of God, We're made in that image. And so you can know yourself as this deeper essence, as the you. Like, I just had my high school reunion, and it's like these people, I knew them since I was 6 or younger, and it's like they knew me in my essence. I talked about that in the last video. Is like, if you think about yourself beyond your name, beyond your skin color, beyond your race, beyond your past, beyond your experiences, you know, and just know yourself as your beingness. You feel yourself in your body. This, you know, Eckhart Tolle, the guy that wrote The Power of Now, said, as soon as you get in deep presence and you're in awareness, then you're not in your pain body. You get out of the storm. But what happens, you know, the perfect storm of in relationships, we get hooked in. So I'll bring it back to negative thoughts, is what happens is someone says something, and, you know, it reminds us of our childhood. We get pulled into this old story and we start feeling the same old feelings. And then when you're swimming in these negative thoughts, I love what Russell Brand was saying. He's just like, you don't have to swim in the goop of your old thoughts, of these thoughts. Now, some of them aren't even yours. I like how he said it. And a lot of mystics will say this over, you know, 4,000 years ago and more. It's a template. It's in the collective unconsciousness. That's what Carl Jung says, is like, it's like, if you understand your sort of like an antenna. Like when I start reading about courage and verses about courage and how the righteous are as bold as a lion, then I'll look up and I'll see on a billboard or something, if I'm driving, it'll say courage, or I'll see someone else and hear them say the word, or the song like Eye of the Tiger will come on and it'll really mean something to me because I was in the vibration of courage. When we go back to the sadness and our negative feelings and negative ideas, then we just, it's amplified in us. We're like an antenna, so we pick it up around us. And so as you notice yourself as the deeper I and as the observer, then you can step outside of that. And you can go, oh, I'm just noticing these thoughts. I'm noticing the sadness. Am I that sadness? And I love, Russell Brand said the same thing that was in the Wu Wei Wisdom People, that, you know, we can have these feelings of these three things. I mean, he named four, but these three feelings of worthlessness, like I'm unlovable, I'm not able to be loved, you know, and I'm not enough. And the third one was, I can't cope, you know. And he said one other one, I can't remember his right now, but that I'll never be enough, something like that, you know. And so that's our egotism. That's our programmed self. That's what we feel when we go back to that wounded inner child. So that's not you. That's the wounded inner child. And the wounded inner child can become entitled and be like, I was missing this in childhood and my parents ought to have given that to me. And yes, they ought to have, but that's why we're called to forgive. You know, forgive is not to make excuses, is to give love beforehand, to like offer it up to divine love, to God, and say, God, I don't know how to forgive these people, but in faith, I give you the debt that they owed me so that I can let go and stop trying to suck that out of every person and every situation and out of myself and demand like, you better make more money, or you better look better, or you better get more likes, or whatever it is so that I can feel loved. No, you are love. You came from love. Divine love made you. You came out of love. But, you know, it's important, not but, you are that. You are that. We just have to remember. And then we go in awareness, then it comes alive in us. It's like the sun that shines through us again. The love comes from divine love. You just get plugged back in to your source, to source. And then you notice love everywhere, and you feel good about life, and you're not worried about being enough. You already are that. You're connected to everything. You're back in the oneness. Oh, I have my cross on underneath this. Maybe that's what reminded me to do the video. The people, I usually make this video after this one service I go to during the week on this day, but they're out of town on a trip. And so I was just wearing this anyway. I didn't realize why, but this is go back to the oneness. And I will often bring up Elliot. You know, he had an album called XO. And before that, he had one based on Kierkegaard's Either Or, you know, which is about a philosophy about coming back to divine union with God and oneness. But it's like when you die to yourself, when you die to your outer personality and trying to get that old story healed, you know, it's not like it can't be healed. There's a verse that there's a promise that says God is the healer of the broken hearts, you know. Love can heal what love has burned. That was an Amy Grant lyric. I remember that, you know, songs always come to me. But when you let go of the neurotic need to have that filled and obsessing with your thoughts and thinking that, you know, thoughts will, it says, do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by a renewing of your mind. So your mind can be renewed and you can give yourself positive thoughts like you are valuable and you are loved and you can find grace and you can find forgiveness and you are forgiveness and you are peace. Christ says, I give you the peace that passes all understanding. And of course, I welcome all religions. Everyone is meant to have this peace that passes all understanding. I think that's enough. I just wish you so much love. It's just a discipline of mine to take out time to give back. And I always want to do that. Like, I always want to do that until my last breath. I was just having like this mystic experience when I was dancing to this 80s music, my friend's band, you know, because I had meditated the hour before that. And it was like just, what if this is my last day on this earth? Like, what am I doing? And I just felt like all I'm doing was like I was praying and loving and in this dance, you know, but in the presence. I just was like in my own presence, feeling myself in my body, in the flow, in the presence of God, just being loving towards the people around me and appreciating live music that's being played and performed. You know, it's like, if we're Meister Eckhart, he's the German mystic that lived in Cologne and other places in Germany. But Eckhart totally got his name from Meister Eckhart. He said, if the one prayer you say in your life is thank you, that's enough. You know, practice. This is a discipline. This did not come automatically for me. It's a discipline to be in love, live in love. You know, here's this heart. I put it on every day when I remember to drop down out of my head into my heart. Live in love. Be loving towards all people. Be kind. Have boundaries. Don't enable people. You're worth more than that. But be in love and learn how to be appreciative in all situations. And then that love just shines out of you. And when she shines, she really shows you all she can. Her name is Rio is that song they were singing. Do, 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 do. Anyway, I didn't have anything to drink but water. So, but it doesn't matter. I just want to take a moment to be love to you. Thanks for being here. Subscribe to my channel. If you're on Instagram or somewhere else, come over to my YouTube channel and follow me there. I appreciate it. It grows my channel and it gets my videos out to more people. So write your favorite 80s band in the comments, you know. That's not like asking a psychologist a question. That's like cool. All right. I wish you so much love. Thanks for being here.